Hi all, Andy here and welcome back to the channel where once again I'm back with the Project TT and oh dear, during the disassembly of the front of the car and underneath I found some more damage to the floor which I will cover in the front end strip down video, but I thought that gives us a great opportunity to have a look online at a couple of websites that can give us an insight into why this car is classified as a Cat N write-off. Before we start, it's probably worth talking about why you would want to do one of these checks. One of the reasons you'd look to do this is if you're looking to purchase a new to you second-hand car that you're unsure about the history of. Remember, if you're buying a car and you're taking it as bought as seen, you've got no guarantee that this car has not been written off. So do your homework and hop online and check out one of the many websites that are out there for doing HPI style checks. The one I'm going to look at today is called VCheck UK and it has won a few industry awards for being one of the better sites, and it looks to me like it will give us some background and photographs on a car. Now we know that the Project TT is a Cat N write-off, so it's had some non-structural damage. However, when I looked under the car during my removal of the front end, as we know, there has been some evidence of the floor being pushed up. So I wonder if that's going to come up on our check. So the first thing we're going to do is hop on the old laptop and go to VCheck UK. There's a nice big box to enter your registration in, which I've just done. And I'm going to click search and we're going to get some basic information back around the car. And I say basic information, we've got initially no information back about the car, other than we know it's got the make, the model, the colour and the year right. Now if we want to do any more investigation than that, we've got a cheap £2.99 initial check, a basic £4.99 check, and then the full check, which is £9.99, which seems to be about the industry standard for doing one of these checks, around £10. So when I look at what this contains, if we have a look on screen what it contains, it's got down there scrap check, full mileage check, full vehicle history check, full vehicle details check, the insurance write-off. Now when I've looked at a sample report for this, it looks to me like the sample report for a particular car, if we look through what the sample report will give, it is showing down the bottom some photographs from salvage history. From the check we're going to do, it's going to give us those pictures also. So let's give it a go. What can I lose for £10? So we're going to go with this full check, so we're going to purchase that right now. Looks like I've got to create an account, so let me just create a quick account. So with VCheck.UK, it's cost us £9.99, and let's see what information we get back about the car. So there we go, we've got some information back, and it says important there are issues with this vehicle. Please review the report below carefully. It's got the date that I did the report, but there we can quite clearly see there's no road tax. Well, I haven't been taxing the vehicle while it's been sitting in the garage, but most of the checks are coming back quite clean, including the stolen check, but the insurance write-off is definitely highlighted there, we can see that. So let's see what we can see. We've got the details about the vehicle, we've got the details of the last MOT. So interestingly, it did pass its MOT on the 9th of May, which is not long before I picked the car up. But the important thing for me, and the thing I was hoping for, it is coming back that the vehicle suffered a Cat N non-structural damage, and the loss of that date was the 29th of January 2021. So interestingly, it's gone through at least 3 MOT cycles since then. So I'm hoping from that as the car has gone through 3 cycles since then, that it is structurally sound. So I'm thinking that the damage I've seen on the car has occurred since. Worth considering that this damage may have been caused by a misplaced jack and not through an accident, but I will only know when and if I get the car road ready again and through another MOT. We've got all the details about the MOT, the most important part of all I was hoping to see was, of course, information about the write-off, which it doesn't really show. So I still don't actually have any pictures of what was repaired or any more information about what was repaired on the vehicle as part of this insurance write-off, which is quite disappointing. Now, there are other checks I can do, more expensive checks I've noticed. Is there any other websites that we can find information on? So there are a couple that I've been told about, and I'm going to do a quick Google. So if we type in photos of write-off history for a car, let's see what websites come back. Well, VCheck is the one we've just done a check on. And interestingly, I found this article on Car History Check for repair photos on pistonheads.com. And one of the sites that I was told about is this CarVertical. It's a little bit more expensive than the check we've just done. It comes in at around £30 rather than £10. So again, I've got to create a free account on the CarVertical website. So I'm now logged in. I'll sign up to their terms and conditions. CarVertical seems to offer a bulk vehicle buying discount. So one check is nearly £30, whereas you can do 2 checks, which brings the price down to just £18 a check, or 3 checks brings it down to £16 a check. So I'm going to go for a 2-car check package, because then I can use one of these more advanced checks in the future should I look to purchase another car. So interestingly, on the CarVertical website, not only can you check on the registration, as we've talked about, but you can also check on the VIN. Now, although I have the VIN, I'm also going to check on my registration number. You can check that. So this will probably use up one of my full reports. So it's come back and it's found the vehicle in question, successfully detected the vehicle and its previous data records. So we can use one of our 2 checks to check the vehicle now, which I'm going to do. Now, this is an exercise I should probably have done before I bought the car to find out what I was really getting into, but I did know it was written off before I bought it, as it was only the Project TT that we have in the garage now. It's preparing my report, and this is quite interesting because this is taking much longer to produce than that £10 report that we got from VCheck. So hopefully it's going to be a lot more detailed, and fingers crossed gives the details behind why it was written off. It's time, but that's a good thing because I'm hoping it's going to be a really detailed report. What we've checked, they've checked 72 million damage records. Hopefully they're not all on my car. 436 million vehicles have been covered in 35 countries. So let's view the report. Oh, look at that. I don't know if that's the picture of my actual car, but it is a black Audi TT, as we've seen. Odometer looks good. Financial and legal status, that looks good. Damage needs attention. Well, this is calling it a V8. Audi V8. But it's not an Audi V8, it's an Audi TT to start with. But, okay. So we're looking through this vehicle. There looks like there's lots of pictures that have been found, which is quite interesting. And this is a really good report because it's talking a lot about the car. It definitely looks like my car. And I can see that from the grille, because the grille on the car, that matches to what we have. And that's not a standard part, that's been customised. Doesn't have those wheels on the car, but I wish it did because they look really quite tasty. There's no theft records, well, we know that. Now, the last odometer reading is 137,000 miles. Well, that pretty much ties up with it. Well, that engine, as we know, is not going to be doing any more miles than that. I say this, but I am still hopeful that the damage to the engine may just be bent valves, a camshaft and a head skim away from working again. We won't know until we get it out of the car and open it up. But both videos on this will be coming to the channel. Here we go. Here's the damage records. So beware, the vehicle was damaged. The vehicle was marked as an insurance write-off. Note, mild damages normally won't impact a vehicle's safety or leave structural issues, so that's good as well. Damage records. Unclassified. Repairable, non-structural damage. That again is not what I wanted to find out. I wanted to see pictures of the damage. However, again, it does tie up with it was January 2021, and yet again, there have been Many MOTs taken place on the car since then, so you would hope that if there had been a problem with the car being structurally safe, that would have been picked up during MOT. So I'm going to look at the other 13 pictures of the car and see if any of them give away what's happened. I think they're likely to be from selling the car, previous seller's pictures, but you never know what we might find in a lot better condition than it is. Okay, so as it stands now and what I'm looking through on the details of this car, although this information about it being a V8 is wrong, it's absolutely wrong, which is always a bit of a concern. It does say at the side that it's AI generated, so I'm not really giving that too much of a concern. So I'm hoping from what we're seeing, it all looks good. And it gives me a bit of faith in the car that what we've got right now and the cat end loss is so long ago. So the good news from that is we can continue with the Project TT. We can get that engine out and get a new engine in it and get that car going again. So that's good news for me. And I think the CarVertical report for the extra money, has it given me an awful lot more information? Nothing that I didn't know from the £10 check that I did with VCheck, but it has given me the pictures of the car that it hadn't been shown on the other report. And it does seem there is a lot more information about the vehicle on this report. So yeah, I would give this a massive thumbs up. So there you have it, that's my video on finding out why your vehicle has been written off using an online website. And I hope you found the video useful. If you have, then please do give it a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel where you'll find a whole host of content on the Audi TT Mk1 and of course the progress of the Project TT. As always, thanks for watching, see you soon. Take care.